Alright guys, right into the action. Pocket 10s in the hijack, middle position raises to 20. I usually raise here. For some reason that just didn't happen, I decided to make the flat call. And that ended up bringing along the button as well, so the button makes the call too. We go three ways of this flop. It's an awesome one. King, 6, 10, rainbow. Just does not get any better than that. I mean, we just love to see that. We also love to see the middle position player bet 40. You know I'm raising this time. I have to put more money in this pot. So that's what I do. I actually just min click it. Pretty interesting take on this hand, but I just min click it to 80. And the button folds. And the middle position player makes a call pretty quickly. Turn is a jack of hearts. Middle position checks. And I don't have that much behind. I have around $300. So I just ship it. I go all in for 340 and he snaps me off. He called so damn fast, I thought for sure he had ace queen. The river is an offsuit 5. He shows ace jack for middle pair, and I show the set of 10s for the win. It's always nice to start out with a win, calm the nerves at the table. Awesome pot. Keep in mind, I've been at the table for like 10 minutes at this point. Always nice to be able to play with some profit. This is a pretty big pot for me, and I'm just happy to take it down. In the next hand here, I look down at jack 10 of spades, and the low jack, big blind raises to 15, and the under the gun player and I both call. I like to squeeze right here in most cases, but that's hindsight. I didn't do it this time. We go to a flop of jack 10 deuce with 2 diamonds. Just an amazing flop for me. Doesn't get any better, except it does because the big blind bets 25. I already know I'm raising just to protect my hand against straight and flush draws. Now it's just a matter of how much to raise. Even more reason to raise now. The under the gun player decides to call as well. I go a little bit on the smaller side here. I raise it on up to 75. I like $90, $90, $100 there, but it is what it is. The big blind makes the fold, but the under the gun player does make the call. So we're going to be going to a turn heads up. It's an innocent one. It's a 7 of hearts. Love this card. Under the gun checks. Now how much to bet? I was thinking about 120, but I decided to go a little bit smaller again. So I bet 100. Not a fan of this play. I should have went bigger, but you know, it is what it is. We're going to roll with it. He could have anything. He could have a smaller 2-pair hand like jack 7 or 10-7. So those are the hands I'm targeting with this bet. I'm just praying he doesn't have 8-9. And the more he thinks, the more confident I am in my hand. Just hoping for a clean, safe river now. But he does end up reaching for chips, and he makes the call. So now I'm a little concerned. Again, I just think he has diamonds. I'm praying for no diamond, no diamond, no diamond. We get what we asked for. It's a deuce of spades. Looks like an innocent card to me. Except now he's reaching for chips, and now he leads out for $100. What the f***? I'm so mind-boggled right now. I just don't know what to do. I feel like if I raised, he would just snap me off. I'm honestly so confused. In real time, it probably took me 4 minutes to come to a decision. I'm trying my hardest to find a fold. I'm really trying to fold here. I just want to see what he has, you know. I can't not get to the end of this hand. I'm reaching for chips. I count it out. It's $100. If he has it, he has it. I have top 2 pair. I can't get rid of it. And I make the call. He actually looks unhappy that I called. He flips over the ace, and then he flips over the deuce. That's so brutal. Please boo this man right now. No, but seriously, how do you call $100 on the turn with ace deuce? I just don't get it. I was frozen after that. I did not see that coming. So after that stupid hand, I immediately switch tables. I pick up king 8 in a limp pot. Flop comes 10, 5, 8 with 2 spades. I check, but I actually could have the best hand here. We don't know yet. but it actually does get around to the button, and he ends up checking. So it checks around. Now we go to a turn, and it's the queen of clubs. I check again. This time the low jack bets $15. I know I'm not going anywhere. I could possibly still have the best hand. The button folds. I'm in there. I call. It's going to take more than 15 to get me out of there. So we go to a river heads up. It's a 7 of diamonds. I check again. This line I'm taking is either really strong or really weak. I can't decide. Really strange though. The low jack bets 15 now. Again. This is a really confusing bet. I'm just going to raise it to see what he does. So that's what I do. I take a little bit of time, count some chips out, and I throw in 45. He doesn't waste any time. He folds immediately, and we add $40 to the stack. Thanks, guys. Thanks. Yep, I appreciate it. Took a lot of heart to make that play. Glad I saw it to the end. Yeah, really, really happy with that performance right there. I mean, that's world class. That's world class right there. Alright, here's a silly one. I'm under the gun, and I raise to 20 with 7 deuce offsuit. My favorite hand. Small blind makes a call. Big blind folds. I'm hoping to see a nice 7 deuce deuce flop. That would be ideal. I doubt that'll happen, but you never know. That is in fact not what we get. We get king, queen, jack with 2 spades. Small blind checks. I'm not checking. I bet 30, and he postures for a second, looks a little confused, and then makes the call. So already obviously concerned. I have none of the board. The turn is the 6 of hearts. He checks again quickly. So now it's either do I give up or do I keep the pressure on. If it's even pressure, he might have the nuts. But I bet 50, and he snap calls with a black chip. So now I'm completely done with this hand. I will not put a single cent more into this pot. Every bit of me wanted to just muck right when he called. But we're going to see a river with him, even though this is his pot. And I'm man enough to accept that. It's his. I will not be winning this hand, that's for sure. The river is the king of hearts. He checks, I snap check. And that's how you lose a Benjamin. He had jack 6, 2 pair. This next hand's a small step up from 7 deuce offsuit. Just a small step. We look down at Pocky Rockies. I raise it up to $10. I'm in the small blind. Just a small raise. Probably really polarizing. Big blind and under the gun call. I'm looking for a... I don't care what it is. Ace 9-3 rainbow. Wow. I check. I just have the absolute nuts. I caught a buzz off this flop. So pretty. Top set with aces. Doesn't get better than that. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. Big blind and under the gun both check back. Then we go to a turn. Still 3 ways. It's a 10 of hearts. Does nothing to my hand. Now I have to bet, right? So I throw out 10 measly dollars. Praying on a call. Just hoping somebody gives me some action. And they both fold. That's nice. I gained $20 to the stack. It's not what we were hoping for, but it's better than nothing. Not complaining. In the next hand here, we look at another premium. Ace queen offsuit. I'm on the button. And I'm definitely going to raise this one up. And I decide to move it up to $20. So that's what I do. I raise 20. I'm hoping for just one caller here. And we get what we want. The low jack decides to come along for 20. So we're going to go to a flop heads up. The flop isn't the best for me. Comes 10-10-8 with 2 diamonds. I could possibly have the best hand with ace queen high. Likely not though. Low jack bets 40. Part of me believes I still have the best hand for some reason. Him betting 40. It's kind of a large amount for this table. Could be on a flush draw, straight draw. And I float. I make a kind of stupid call here. Just hoping to see a pretty turn. And we do not. It's a 7 of diamonds. And then he snap goes all in. The flush came in. The straight came in. It's a paired board. Get me out of there. I'm just posturing, kind of just basking in defeat, and I throw in the cards. Nice answer. Alright, let's try to make some money back here. Jack 10 offsuit on the button. Under the gun raises to 15. Cutoff calls. I call. And that entices the big blind to come along as well. So we're going 4 ways to this flop. Comes ace, 8, 7 with 2 clubs. I have a gutter to a 9. Big blind checks. Undergun bets 40 now. Now I'm feeling a little sticky. You know, I'm down a little bit, probably about $120 at this point. Got to put money in to make money back. The cutoff goes ahead and makes the fold. And like I said, I'm in there. I throw my $40 in, hoping to see a pretty turn. And if we don't see a pretty turn, maybe we'll just bluff it off and try to get something through. Hopefully it doesn't come to that. I would really love to spike something here. But first we have to wait on the big blind to make his decision. This guy's taking forever at the table. He's taking about 2 minutes on average each decision. He finally decides to make the call, which at this point, the more the merrier for me. Let's hit a 9 one time. Oh my gosh! The 9 of spades drops down from heaven. The big blind leads out for 50. This is a dream scenario. Under the gun raises to 110. You're joking. This is fake. This isn't real. I have the stone cold nuts. What am I going to do? Action's on me. I'm just sitting there in denial. I don't believe it's true. What do I do now? I don't have that much behind. You know what? If they have good hands, I hope they call. I'm all in. I go all in for 215 more. On top of all that, it went bet, raise, 3-bet jam. Now the big blind's asking if my all-in was legal. Yes, sir, it was, she said. He goes ahead and makes the call, and so does the under-the-gun raiser. Both players make the call on my all-in. I'm never bluffing here, they know that. Now we just need a crystal clear river. I'm talking the San Marcos River. I want this river to be drinkable for me. Something low. Give me the 3 of hearts. After she finally scoops up everybody's chips and puts them in a big old pile for everybody to look at, it's time for a river. Please be low. Be a low card for me. Oh my. Somebody has a boat for sure. Oh my god, somebody has a boat. Nope. They both had 10-6. Unbelievable. They both had straights to the 10, and I had the straight to the jack. That is what we like to see. Huge triple up for me. That's how you go from being down in the hole a little bit to being up on the mountains. Up 5-12 on that hand alone. I changed tables one more time, and I look down at King 10 offsuit on the button. +1 raises to 10, and I can do all 3 right here. I can either call, raise, or fold. I'm going to take the first option and just make the call. I think that's the safest way to play this hand. Just see a flop with it, so that's what I do. I make the call, and we go to a flop heads up. Flop is Queen Jack 7 with 2 spades. +1 checks it over to me, and I have a Broadway draw and 1 overcard, so I'm gonna go ahead and bet. I throw in a bet of $20, and he doesn't seem too deterred by this bet. He starts grabbing chips right away, so it looks like we're in another predicament here. He does end up making the call, so let's see a turn. The turn is the 4 diamonds, changes nothing on the board. I still have king high, and +1 checks again to me. I can either slow down here, check back, or keep betting. I decide on the latter. I bet 25, and he doesn't seem too comfortable with this bet, and he ends up folding. So we take down that small pot. Happy to get it through. This is a fun one here. I look down at pocket eights in the cutoff. Hijack raises to 15. I can either 3-bet this or just come along. I like to flat with pocket pairs, so that's what I do. I call, and that brings the under the gun player as well. Flop is pretty sexy. King 8-5. I flop middle set. I'm just flopping sets all day. Under gun bets 10. Hijack folds. I just throw in the call. Hopefully the board pairs right away. Boom. 5. I turn a boat. Under the gun bets 15. Do I raise or do I just flat? I don't know. I raise to 30. I min click it again. That's the theme. That might be the title of this video. Min click central. Under the gun makes the call. It must work. River's a 3 of hearts. Complete blank. Under the gun bets 30 now. Seems like a blocker bet to me. I'm definitely going to raise this again. So I almost min click it again and make it 75. He seems pretty pissed off about this bet. He didn't like that I raised before on the turn, and now he's really not liking it, and he folds. So we take down $78, and I show it just to be nice. I'm not always that nice, you know. Alright, here's another pretty hand. Ace king of diamonds in the low jack. I raise it up to 25 with my least favorite hand, ace king. I never want to see a flop with this hand, ever. But the button does end up making the call, so we're going to go to a flop heads up. I don't know about y'all, but I just have had really bad history with ace king, so when I pick it up, I try to raise big and just take it down. The flop comes queen 8-7 with 2 diamonds. I love this flop. For some reason, I check. And now the button bets 25. I should have raised. I should have taken my time and raised, but I just made the call. Not liking this play so far from bad poker. Turn is a deuce of spades. I check again. Button bets 25 again. Guess what I don't do? I don't raise. I just call, hoping to hit a diamond. And we don't. It's a 4 of hearts. I play this hand terribly. I check again. Now the button bets 100. And I just complain and whine, and I eventually fold. Speaking of AK, here we go again. +1 opens to 25. Middle position and low jack both make the call. And now, if I'm going to play it, I'm going to raise it. So I raised to 100. Probably could have gone a little bit bigger, but undergun folds, and the middle position and low jack both make the call. So hoping to see a pretty flop here. Need it. Flop comes king 8 jack with 2 clubs. Flop top with a backdoor nut flush draw. Both players check. I bet 165 now. Middle position calls. Low jack folds. It's down to heads up. Clean, please. 9 of clubs. Probably the worst card I could have seen. The flush gets there. The straight gets there. Middle position does check though, surprisingly. And I don't slow up now. I bet 240. I do have the ace of clubs, so I do have equity going towards the river. Middle position player calls. I'm very concerned. I just want to see a nice, safe river. We don't get that. It's the 8 of diamonds, pairs the board, and it gets even worse when the middle position player goes all in. I beat nothing. I have a bluff catcher. Oh, this is just awful. This is towards the end of the night. This guy put me in an absolute blender, and I made the call. Oh my gosh, that's such a sick call. He had pocket 10s with the 10 of clubs. So he was with a straight draw and a flush draw. We end up with a pretty nice stack at the end of the night. It's about 1,700 in stack to end. And here are the stats. In for 800, out for 1,684. That's not a bad night, guys. I'll take that any day of the week. Thank you guys for making it all the way through episode 2. I know it was a lot easier to get through than episode 1. Hopefully they keep progressing that way. But the videos will continue to get better as we go along. Thank you guys for watching again. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button for me. Let's try to grow this channel. I'm trying to make poker my career. So hopefully you guys can help me with that. See you in the next one.
Oh, striper, bud.